What's this?
What is what? He asked you a question. What is that?
We come in peace. We come in peace. We come.
He says it is a government psyop and we should destroy it.
What's up, guys? Spenny, are UFOs a psyop? It's a huge debate that rages all the time in the chat. So let me know what you think, by the way, in the chat. Are UFOs a psyop? I understand. I get it. I've read the reports just like you have, that there are government operations to try and trick people and distract people, potentially using UFOs. Are they simply angels and demons? You know, what's to be made of videos like this, right? Where you can clearly see a saucer flying through the air from Jeremy Corbell. He's like a really smart UFO researcher. He's authenticated this video. It's from the military. Like, I don't know, man. Right? Like, I don't know. Is it a demon? Is it an interdimensional being? I'm not sure. I'm saying there's a lot of these out there. I'm saying that right now we have new FAA docs exposing chilling new details after the East Coast drone attacks. It's just all I'm going to say. I'm just going to call them a drone attack. Saying that the military base was the main target of this. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, in fact, is where so much of this activity actually occurred. A mysterious black cube joined the chilling list of objects spotted hovering over U.S. during last year's drone invasion. Newly released government reports revealed 5 incidents near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. Several disclosed the swarms of drones were seen along the East Coast in late 2024. Now, we never really got an explanation of that. We just got a throwaway line at a press briefing that's like, all these drones were FAA approved. Move along. Really? We had mayors and members of Congress on our program, like elite and smart people that were on our program being like, there's no way that these drones are approved by the United. No one's telling us anything. Someone's lying. Something very bad is happening. A drone the size of a large aerial vehicle, the size of a station wagon, is hovering over my home with lights shining down on my home. That's what they were telling us. Donald Trump canceling his trip to New Jersey to Bedminster in that exact same time period. Very strange, very odd. Along with several sightings of unidentified drones around secretive Air Force bases in 2024, federal officials now say a black cube-shaped aircraft was spotted less than 80 miles from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Witnesses of the strange objects sent their claims to the FAA on December 19th, describing the cube was flying 500 feet of a plane soaring 16,000 feet above the ground, which would make this incredibly unlikely to be a commercial drone since those types of devices fly only a few hundred feet above the ground. The FAA recorded this event in their Skywatch dataset, tracks drone sightings. However, the FAA originally published the sighting. It looks like this Freedom of Information Act revealed the sighting was just one of the many, many incidences near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. They temporarily closed off the airspace around the base. New documents were released roughly 9 months after the drone swarms were spotted on the East Coast. Hundreds of sightings were made near military bases. After promising answers in the origin of these slow-moving objects, once he took office, Trump said they were not the enemy and they were just doing research. You can see what the sky looked like here in New Jersey. Crazy. What do you think? I mean, do you think that's true? What's interesting about this Air Force Base is this is exactly the Air Force Base that Paulina Luna visited. And she's been on our show. And she's explained that she knows a lot more about this because of the classified briefings that she's received. And she actually just went on Joe Rogan's program and said the exact same thing, which is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, Paulina Luna explaining objects like this black cube. You know, I was wanting to cover the story anyway, but then APL goes on Joe Rogan and says this.
To tell you, and this might sound crazy, but based on our investigations and stuff that we've seen, okay, there is definitely something that I think would rival what we know currently with physics, and a tech that potentially is out there that we don't have the ability to reproduce, because it would basically be like dropping a cell phone right off back during the time of maybe caveman. So like we just don't have the tech to develop it yet. What I can also tell you is based on our interviews, and this has been something that you can go back and watch with the congressional hearings, but I was actually able to ask some of the witnesses, what are these things? And they keep saying interdimensional. And then when you talk about the interdimensional aspect of, are these things pre-existing, maybe outside of what we currently know as our own dimension, that stuff can kind of all sound crazy. But at the end of the day, my job as an investigator is to receive all the information, decipher it, and then ultimately from a congressional aspect, if you do have contractors that are withholding information or operating outside of the purview of the federal government, I mean, there's budgetary issues, but there's definitely something that I can tell you with confidence that exists that we don't know how to explain currently.
So when you say that it operates outside our understanding of physics, what specifically are you saying? Like what happened?
To I guess break it down in simple terms is that I think that some of the tech that exists, that whatever these things have, these energy things have.
Energy things? What do you mean?
Well, they call them interdimensional beings. I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have. And that's not something that I came up with on my own. That's based on stuff that we've seen. That's based on information that we've been told. And then also, too, I think that there's this historical aspect of, this gets into the deeper theories and concepts of religion and I think the history that we currently know and that kind of spins off into another topic of you have the modern day Bible, you have this aspect of Bibles or books of the Bible that have been removed that explain and kind of touch on these topics, and I think that we're in a time and age where you have such a vast amount of information that we have access to via social media, via your cell phone, via the internet, and so it's really changing the way that we understand the origins of life and the spiritual reality that we know.
So APL is effectively confirming to Joe Rogan that the UFOs that she has observed inside of the SCIF, the classified briefing room in Congress, reflect biblical creatures, as though the earth is being visited by angels and demons and celestial beings, as though you are changing dimensions between the heavens, between the layers of hell. And Paulina tells Joe Rogan, the U.S. government has confirmed the existence of interdimensional beings capable of moving through our time and space, wielding energy technology far beyond human comprehension. Personal evidence that she has seen, proving that spaceships are real, and they weren't made by humans. According to her, some of the encounters date back to before the time of Christ, and the government has been reverse engineering parts of this technology. Well, let's listen.
Say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings. How do they know that?
Based on testimony would be based on witnesses that have come forward. But what I can tell you
the
is
witnesses just were told that they were interdimensional?
that they've seen things. And what I can tell you without getting into classified conversations is that there have been incidences that I believe where very credible people have reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
That's very vague.
Yeah. So look,
unfortunately.
Yeah. Look, have I seen a portal open? No. Have I seen a spaceship? Personally, no. Have I seen evidence of this? Yes. Have I seen photo documentation of aircraft that I believe were not made by mankind? Yes. Is there historical significance to this? Yes. Is there multiple events that go back to, I would argue, maybe even before the time of Christ that have documented this in text? Yes. So do I believe that the government has access to certain technology? Yes, to an extent. And I believe that certain contractors potentially have back engineered this tech. I think that that's what can explain the advancements that we're seeing. But I also believe that this is a dangerous level of hidden information from the American people, because if you have an aspect of the federal government, which I can tell you, I, with two other members of Congress, were denied access to information at Eglin Air Force Base pertaining to whistleblowers because of the fact, and we can get into that story and what happened at Eglin in a second, but we were denied access and told that we don't have security clearance or the read-in authority on a special access program. That's a problem, because I'm supposed to represent and be an investigative body, and you have then people who are unelected that are operating basically in secrecy, and that's a problem.
This is the number one clip right now in my timeline, is APL coming out and saying, I have seen evidence of interdimensional beings that go back to biblical times. The thing that's going to piss off people, and that I see is made people very angry is if you've seen it, release it, right? Like if you've seen it, release it. We got to invite APL on the show like tomorrow. Now I'm going to like text my producer. Got to go. Got to get him. Got to get her. Got to catch them all. You know, release it. Why is this stuff kept secret? Obviously, you know why. Because it's totally destabilizing. Or it's a hoax. Or the government wants to execute on these things at the proper time to distract you, to undermine Trump, so on. It's the only explanation. But the truth shall set you free. Let me know what you think is the truth. What are UFOs? Are they angels and demons? What are they exactly? Are they real? Are they government hoaxes? What do you think? I don't have the answers. Of course, I believe in angels and demons, but I don't. Are the flying saucer demons? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's your boy Benny. See ya.